Good day. My name is Gary Sorrentino, and I'm the Global Deputy CIO for Zoom. And today I would like to discuss how we have evolved over the past 11 months. The past is gone, and it is never coming back. Since the pandemic started in early 2020, there have been many presentations, videos, roundtables, fireside chats, discussions, and research done trying to capture the effort and scope of the future direction of work. No doubt you've heard them called working at work, living at work, evolving at work, the future of work, return to normal, great reset, the new next normal. Oh, and I'm sure there's several more we can all name. But in the end, aren't we all just building forward with confidence? Over the last 11 months, there has been many transformation and lasting changes. The way that people work have greatly changed and improved. The place where people work has become less important. The manner how people work and collaborate has become more virtual. Consumers have also changed their expectations for how providers are delivering their services and how they choose to purchase products. And their overall interactions with service and product providers has become very much more virtual. With all the changes so far, organizations need to invest in creating a culture that provides a safe physical environment for their employees as well as their customers, that secures employee and customer interactions from everywhere, protects employees and customers' personal data, and gives employees the freedom to work efficiently, effectively, and collaboratively from literally anywhere. Workers, consumers, and vendors, they've all spotlighted what are the most important and essential guideposts for the modern organization to continue to succeed in the future. They are the 3 T's: talent, transformation, and trust. So talent. Leaders will need to power their organizations with the very top talent. Transformation. Organizations will have to reimagine a legacy process as a transformed service. And trust. These improvements will need to be built with security and trust in mind. Companies that can fully support and maintain these 3 guideposts will be in a position to build an effective, agile, and very sustainable organization. Okay, so let's start with talent. Happy, enabled, and connected teams. They can do great work from anywhere. And this point has been proven throughout the course of the pandemic. Finally, leaders can now power their organizations with top talent. This talent pool can now be sourced from virtually anywhere, and not just talent that is located local to the company's primary offices. For all executives and companies, these changes in acquiring new talent and the integration with the existing staff is going to make the relationship between management, employees, and that chief people officer become one of the most important partnerships inside a company. Our IT teams are now being tasked to create a robust, secure technology infrastructure that will support this organizational mission to recruit and retain talent from virtually anywhere in the world. The way that employees will work has changed forever. We're not going back. Companies will need to support a hybrid workforce that demands radical flexibility. So like I said, there has been extensive research on how people want and need to work today and also into the future. Studies have shown that the new direction strongly indicates that post-pandemic workforce wants flexibility in where they work, a work from anywhere model, flexibility in when they work, flexible work schedules, and asynchronous working. So we highlighted a recent BCG survey of professionals from the United States, Germany, and India, and found about 60% of the employees surveyed indicated they want some flexibility in where they work and when they work. This response was a little different in the US. It was at 67%. But this increasing trend and desire for remote work is not just a worker preference. and is being supported by some of the most recent hiring trends. Let's take, for instance, LinkedIn. Statistics from LinkedIn clearly indicate that since the beginning of the pandemic, there's been a major shift to remote work. In fact, there's been an increase in searches for jobs that use the remote filter, and those are increased over 60%. But also, employees are posting 4 times the number of jobs that have the option to work remotely. Well, the benefits of the hybrid workforce are not just slanted for the employee. There are significant benefits for the employers as well. The workforce benefits from flexibility in terms of their time. Flexible hours improve work-life balance. Flexibility in where they work, a work from anywhere model, and the ability to use fit-for-purpose spaces when they need it. Imagine a quiet workspace for deep thinking. Also, access to larger interactive spaces for networking, collaboration, and innovation. Okay, but what about the organizations? Their benefits are increased employee productivity, increased access to a much larger talent pool, possible reductions in expensive real estate. The need for that centralized HQ office is going to be reduced, and on-demand, hub, colo, fit-for-purpose spaces are going to increase. The level of benefit achieved by an organization will scale with its version of the hybrid workforce. For example, if an organization institutes a model with a partial remote work and a large HQ, similar to before, they will get partial increases to productivity, limited access to the global talent pool, and possibly some lower real estate costs. But if an organization institutes a more extreme model that supports a hybrid workforce, they will benefit from heightened employee productivity levels, virtually unlimited talent pool opportunities, and much lower real estate costs. Talent. It always has and it always will. It all starts with talent and is the first of our 3 guideposts. Happy, enabled, and connected teams can do great work from anywhere. And this has been proven over the last 11 months. Enabling lasting change required to attract and retain top talent will require a change in leadership mindset. That mindset was formerly centered on a physical location, and leaders need to comprehend and support that the workforce of tomorrow is everywhere. Okay, let's move on to transformation. Modern products and services will redefine how you sell, enable employees, and of course, serve your customers. Companies will have to examine their existing legacy processes. Let's not confuse. We cannot just simply take analog processes that have been built up over the years, mostly undocumented, and have many adaptations, and simply just transfer that into a digital experience. Companies will have to rethink. No, I don't like that word. They will have to reimagine the entire process. And they're going to have to ask themselves some very basic questions. Why do we have this process? What is the start of the process? What is the end result? And what are we trying to achieve? And before they can transform these processes and services into the digital realm, they will have to answer these tough questions. Okay, let's look at this from a service and product delivery perspective. CIOs more than ever are going to have to partner with sales organizations to support these new selling models. These new models are based largely on digital platforms. And they're going to have to stay fully aligned with product teams to aid in the transformation of legacy processes into modern service delivery models. Customers' expectations for how they purchase products and how they consume services has also greatly changed. Additionally, the requirements from the workforce for new professional development platforms have also evolved. That top-performing organization must also invest in modern professional development tools as an opportunity to attract and retain new talent, improve the workforce productivity, and future-proof their own business. Similar to accelerated shifts to e-commerce in the consumer world, B2B customers are also moving to the digital realm for purchases as well. This is shown with increase in e-commerce, a new reliance on video and chat integrations. In a recent study by McKinsey, more than 75% of business decision makers actually prefer remote human interaction and digital self-service over the traditional legacy face-to-face contact. Okay, health and safety benefits are a major factor, but the convenience of an immediate response, as well as the ease of scheduling and the reduced travel expenses, are all positive benefits of this transformation. The benefits of digital selling are seen by both the vendor and the consumer. As these new virtual sales models, a digital self-service, remote human engagement, become more effective for both selling and prospecting, these new models can greatly help to lower the cost of sales. It allows the sales team to scale to effectively cover more territory and provide an elevated level of customer service. Organizations that can do this well, they'll be seen as more responsive to their customers' needs and buying habits. So digital selling, lower expenses, broader market, improved sales. Okay, so let's shift from modernization in selling to modernization in service delivery. All industries have had to completely evaluate its services in response to the pandemic. Consumers, patients, donors, students, restaurants, B2B buyers have all been adjusting to new modernized ways of consuming services. Organizations need to continue to reevaluate and reimagine how they will continue to serve the needs of this new audience. The transformation that is required to modernize service delivery is not as simple as taking that analog process and moving into the digital realm. It requires completely rethinking the service from beginning to completion. Now, for some industries, the pandemic has simply accelerated the adoption of technology that already existed. For others, it's forcing a disruption that was just waiting to happen. What is certain is that the legacy service process must be transformed into a modern service, and a completely new set of modern services will be introduced. Organizations that have the ability to pivot and figure this out the fastest are going to chart the way forward for a more modern service delivery model. Transformation. Modern services will redefine how you sell, enable employees, and serve customers. These transformed services will need to support security and privacy so that business and consumers can exchange services, consume products, and collaborate with confidence. So let's move on to our final guidepost. This is about trust. Organizations must take a thoughtful approach to safety, security, and privacy for workers everywhere. Organizations must invest in creating a culture of trust. And anywhere workforce requires physical security measures, more workers in more locations requires greater security risk management strategies. And we need to protect users' personal information with reasonable data practices. So what are the best practices for instilling company values in your team? Well, listen. Ask your workforce for their input. How do they want to work? What is most important to them to maintain a safe environment? What tools do they need to work best from anywhere? Connect and communicate with them. Over-communicate with them. Keeping people connected, all hands, drop-ins. Communicate expectations for trust, for physical safety, for digital safety. And aren't we all part of something bigger? How can the actions we take protect our community, our families, our customers? So what are some of their top concerns? We looked at a recent study by Envoy, surveyed by over 1,000 full and part-time employees in the United States. The results highlighted 3 top concerns about the physical workplace. 1, is anyone at work sick? 2, Are there too many people at work to maintain social distancing? 3, is there proper ventilation? Whether workers are engaged via chat, video, phone, enterprise, freemium accounts, corporate or personal devices, or from one in many multiple locations, constant security needs to be provided across all forms of communication and work from anywhere. Organizations must take a thoughtful approach to safety, security, and privacy for workers everywhere. Regardless if an employee is at home, possibly in the field, or in a traditional office, it is important to maintain a culture of safety and trust to safeguard personal data, preserve data security, and ensure employee trust. So let's summarize the 3 guideposts for building tomorrow's agile, lasting organization. Talent. The ability to empower employees to do great work requires a leadership cultural change to look beyond legacy concepts and beliefs and embrace that the workforce is everywhere and requires radical flexibility. This will be the differentiator for companies that create an environment to attract and retain top talent. Transformation. Transforming legacy products and services is not easy and will require thoughtful commitment to fully evaluate and question purpose and outcome. These transform processes will require a high level of security and privacy so business and consumers can adopt these modern products and services with full confidence. Trust. Building trust takes thoughtful actions focused on safety, security, and privacy. The employee of tomorrow, really the employee of today, demands that companies maintain a culture that safeguards the employee, protects personal data, and preserves data security. We believe that companies that support these 3 guideposts and can be committed to the evolution and transformation required to change the workplace of the future will be the companies that are building forward with confidence. Thank you so much for the opportunity to present at IGG. Have a great day.